Mike, I'm Chicken and Ribs on Discord, and I wanted to make this video to talk about the gap snapping tool that I'm working on. This is kind of something I've been doing a lot of lately because of CE SimGolf's videos, which are awesome to talk about, like how to kind of reshape meshes and get a lot of control over how you're doing it. Digging out this bunker here, but like one of the things that happens if you're not careful is you get these gaps up here that you can see. So, and they become kind of a pain to deal with. So I created a tool. So you get the tool from the Google Drive link, download it, and then install it by going to Preferences, Add-ons, Install from Disk, and then I already downloaded it. And then it'll bring up this Gap Tools tool on the end bar. So please heed the warning, make a backup of your project before using it. But basically, since I created this gap in this mesh here, I can use the tool. I can go to object mode, select the mesh, and then detect gaps in selected mesh. It takes a second to run. And then it's going to show up. It says that there's 9 vertices that are not attached to something else. So if I was somewhere else in the project and I clicked on the zoom tool, it would take me right to where those are. So here's the gap I just created, and you can see it's there. And then I can click this magnet snapping tool, and it'll snap them back to the closest vertex that's also unattached. So that's the way the tool works, is it looks for vertices that don't have another vertex at their exact location. It also looks at edges to make sure that each edge has a face on either side of it. And that does create some false positives. I did have to deal a lot with the boundary of the project because the boundary obviously has tons of vertices that are connected to nothing. You know what I mean? Like out there. But I think that all those false positives have been filtered out. So then if you wanted to go a little further, you could use this part of the tool here that detects meshes in the entire project. Sorry, detects mesh gaps in the entire project. This takes about 30 seconds to run on this course. It's a typical 18-hole course. So now I'm finding all of these other ones, and I can click the zoom tool to go to it. So it's showing here that this pond has disconnected vertexes. You'll notice that it's got 2 different meshes that have 230 verts that are unattached. That's because it's detecting both the verts on the rough that's surrounding this lake and the verts on the lake themselves. That's true for all of this stuff. So here there's 34 verts. There's 34 verts in another mesh, probably this one here where there's 59 detected, but that's also detached from other things. So it comes out to 59, if that makes sense. So if I zoom into this, there should be a gap here somewhere. These things are kind of hard to see. But yeah, you can see there's a gap there. Very small gap. So now you have 2 choices. You can either select the rough surrounding the lake, and you can hit the magnet tool that pulls the rough into the lake. Or in my case, I probably want to pull the lake into the rough. So I click the lake, and then I click find it here. It should be this one, 230 verts on the water base. So click that. And that'll fix it. That fixes it all around the lake too. So if you've got like a really big one with detachments all over the place, you could probably kind of want to watch to see what it's doing. It won't attach to anything that's too far away from it. There's a tolerance of, I think it's 0.01 meters to find the vertex to attach to. Otherwise it'll report, actually I can show you this right here. So this is a gap that I created. Well, it's not that one. Or is it? Oh, it's this one. So there's a gap I created by deleting a face. So this is detected by the edges, not seeing a face on either side of them. So there aren't any standalone verts here because there's no other mesh that it's attaching to. So the tool itself, like if I click this, the magnet tool here, it's just going to say that there's no nearby mesh found to snap to, which is just, you know, you kind of have to fix this yourself for now, which I can do by just selecting those and hitting F to create a face. There is one more edge case that I've found. If I click on this one here, well, sometimes when you see, like I've seen this before, where you've got like a mesh that's kind of sneaking underneath another one, you'll get this lone vertex out here that just kind of snaps to the edge. So the tool thinks it's a gap because the vert isn't connected to anything. What I usually do here is I'll just grab you could ignore it, or you could grab this and like snap it to another vert, and then it should come up clean. So now if I ran the detect mesh gaps in entire project again, it'll come up with fewer and then fix everything. But that's it. I'm not really sure where to take this next. I know that DP Roberts mentioned that All Arms created a tool that it sounds like it snaps all of the gaps together in the project automatically. I'm not sure I want to do that, because I think that doing it this way, at least you can kind of visually see what's changing as you use the tool. And I don't want somebody to find out like way too late that the tool did something to their project that they didn't expect. So, but if you want to test it, that'd be great. If you find any bugs or you have any ideas, please let me know.